on. Another way that you can find conflict, another way that you can find theme is looking directly at the conflict that occurs in the novel or whatever you're reading. For example, what is the conflict or the struggle between the opposing forces? What is the conflict? What is the struggle between the protagonist and the antagonist? Okay? What is it that the main character, is facing? Then you say, well, how is it resolved? Okay? You identify the character. You identify the conflict, and then you try to find out how did they resolve this conflict. Okay? Mr. Anthony, read conflict for me.
Two friends find a wallet. One friend wants to return it to the owner. The other wants to keep it.
What do you think? How do you think they resolve it?
They play
Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Mr. Joseph, read the resolution.
They return the wallet and share a small reward.
All right. So they return the wallet and they share a small reward. Now let's see how we can identify a theme, construct a theme. Ms. Talia, read that, please.
People are often rewarded for making the right moral decision.
Okay? So you can identify a conflict or whatever's going on within the story, and then you can see, Mr. Cody, how they are solve the conflict. Then you can see, you can take that and use it as a theme. Okay? Remember, we talked about the building blocks, right? And that's how you construct your theme. Here we go. Sometimes the title gives clues. Does the title have a special meaning?
Yeah.
Does it point to the theme? Okay? Now, some of you did this in your quiz. Does the theme involve the entire work, or does it reveal a certain part of the work? Okay? Now, the way I would do a theme is I would try to cover the entire work. Okay? Some of you with the quiz, you gave me partial of the theme because you chose partial of the work. That would work on some occasions. Sometimes you don't need to get the whole thing, you understand? Because if you, the reader, can get one thing from an incident within the book, and you can write on it and elaborate cohesively on it, you guys can do that, and it would create a substantial, cohesive theme. Okay? That you can relate. This is very important. Everybody read that together. Ready, set, go.
There is no single way to state the theme.
Right. So, Mr. Brandon, what does that mean? Give me an interpretation.
There are several different ways that the theme can be stated.
Yes, sir. Just restating what you read. All right. But that's true. So if I am sitting at Kanisha's group, and Kanisha group comes up, and they have a paper, and all of them has the same theme, they receive a tall what? A. Because they have everybody has a different perspective on the novel or on the text. And so Kanisha should not have the same thing that Joseph has. Joseph should not have the same thing Melinda has. Melinda should not have the same thing Brent has. Because number one, they are all different. I don't see Joseph having blonde streaks in his hair. People may express the same thing in different words. If she, like I said earlier, if they promote and do or construct a theme stating directly like someone else said it, they will not receive the score that they need to have. But you can, if you're in Cody's group, have the same thing, but you have to express it in a different way. Does that make sense? We shouldn't have the same sentence for 3 pages or for 3 people. Okay, because you ought to be able to say the theme is blase, blase, blase. You should say the theme is aka, aka, aka. Dory should say the theme is woo, woo, woo. Okay? So the explication of the theme should be different. Alright? We all be trying to play. Can't be playing on this. Now, there may be different opinions about what the main idea is, which is right. But the most meaningful thing is you need to have, in your literary work, there would be more than one thing. There would not be just one. So Jasmine, there's no need for you to have the same explication as Ashley. Okay? Because you all are going to read from a different perspective. Okay? Any questions?
Are there exceptions?
Sorry, I'll wait. Where are you at?
It was her. It was
Okay? So Preston, here you are, sir. Getting ready to write your paper on a theme that you have constructed from the novel. Okay? If you write your theme and Garrett just so happens to look at your paper and he said, "Oh, that's a great one," and he started writing down everything that you write, is that an accurate interpretation of the theme from that novel?
Yeah.
No, because he has his own perspective, his own interpretation. You cannot have the same interpretation.
For Preston it is, for Garrett.
Huh?
I said for Preston it is, for Garrett it's not. For Preston it's his interpretation, for Garrett it's.
For Garrett it is not, right? Mm-hmm. Got it? All right. Mr. Austin, read the quick check. Here we go.
Because of a feud over a piece of land, Ulrich and George are bitter enemies. One night they encounter each other on this disputed land. Each thinks of killing the other. Suddenly a huge tree falls and pins them both under its weight. At first the men threaten each other. After a while, however, they notice each other's suffering, make a pact of friendship, and look forward to being rescued and living in peace. They then are attacked by wolves. Wow.
Next challenge.
All right. So here's your question. What is the conflict and how is it resolved? What do the characters learn? Write down these questions, answer them as you have just heard Mr. Austin read.
No, I was supposed to write the conflict and how it was resolved.
What would be the conflict and how is it resolved?